How's it going, everybody? We're off on another adventure today. Heading to a area in Coaldale, in Pennsylvania. We're going to check out a few different little sites. It's a little mining town. I actually grew up not far from here, so I'm a little familiar with this area. I actually want to take you guys and share something that I haven't seen many people share. I have seen one other video posted actually very recently. Kind of kicked me in the butt because I've been doing some research, so I wanted to make sure I got you guys the right information. But right now I'm actually in an old bottle dump in Coaldale. So there's a big hole right there. But quite often people would come here and dig for bottles. You can see there's still some actually laying around, older bottles. I'm not sure if this might be some fossils on here. That would be kind of funny just to kind of stumble upon. You guys see anything, let me know. So anyway, let's get this video started. So we're actually back here walking on a path where as a kid I rode my bike. My friends rode dirt bikes. My family, quite a few members of my family actually rode dirt bike and regular bicycle back here. Used to be kind of a little bike setup down here. We could ride, come flying down this little mountain here and actually jump right over that creek. There's some cool spots back here, cool rocks back there. This is all stuff that's probably reclaimed from the mines. So we'll continue on. Picked up this cool little piece of coal. Actually looks more like slate. There's some fossils in there, very difficult to see. Nothing fabulous. People have to keep an eye out for some fossils on this little hike. I get a shot of this for my rock hounding friends. Some pretty cool rocks back here. So we're actually walking on a rail bed right now, just on the outskirts of Coaldale, on our way toward an old mine. It's been abandoned for quite some time now, and it was also the site of a mine disaster back in 1915. I'll have a little bit more information for you guys when we get closer to it. I just wanted to share how nature's been taking this over. So this part of the trail here, actually that goes up to by the Rod and Gun Club back by the pavilion. And that's another way you could get in if you didn't know the way I came in by the bottle dump. And you can actually park at the Rod and Gun Club and come in from the Rod and Gun Club as well. That's another, it's a little bit steeper, but you can actually park right at the trailhead. And also, just a heads up, I apparently forgot how swampy it gets back here. But this area is very swampy most of the year. In the summer, toward the end of the summer, it gets a little drier, but right now, as you can see, it's a pretty swampy area. So I'm just going to stay quiet for just a second. I want you guys to hear this. So peaceful back here, so quiet. So that way leads up to the gun club. That's the rail bed we were following. If you look at the old maps, the old Sanborn maps, you'll see there's a clearly marked rail for the mines, and this heads toward the actual mine itself. This has been logged out pretty extensively in the last year or so. So quite a bit of this is actually new to me as well. There used to be trees all in there. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. So we're actually getting to the mine entrance. As I said, this looks a lot different than it was for me years ago, because this was all trees. There was trees through here all the way up, and a pretty dense forest, to be honest. A few years ago, the mine company decided, I guess, they're going to do some work. They were unable to do work on the other side due to something that happened over there. So they started logging over on this side, and they cleared it out pretty much. But the good thing is, it gives us the ability to see some things that probably haven't been seen in probably 50 or 60 years. Such as that bit of foundation back here. I've honestly never noticed that. Actually watched a video the other day exploring with the coal cracker. I'll put a link to his video down below. Him and Bob V pointed that out. So again, take a look at their video, and I'll give you a little bit more of a history back here. Maybe I'll share a story or two of my youth back here. So again, that's just the foundation over there. That's just on the outside of the mine. So yeah, like I said, it gives us a, you know, they cleared this out. It gives us a little bit of opportunity to see things that we wouldn't have seen or haven't seen prior. My eyes, I haven't seen this area in quite a long time, other than a quick walk through the path. So I'm standing on what looks like it may be a foundation of some kind. There's a piece of metal here. But there's rock all around here and shale. So I'm hoping that maybe we could find some fossils or something. Fern fossils. Here we go. How cool is that? Nothing on that. I wonder if I should take some of these home. But you can see it right through there. And on this piece right here. Foster's Tunnel. Back in 1915, 11 men were trapped in here. I believe on September 27th of 1915, an explosion caused a rush of water which cut off 11 men and entombed them in Foster's Tunnel. 2 of them were rescued within 12 hours, and another miner walked unaided from the mine. I'm not sure if that was like a day later or a few hours later. I do have a few notes here. There's articles online. I'll try to link them as well. Basically back then they used a mine whistle to signal for help or to start the shift. The only time normally you would hear it was at the beginning of the shift or 5 o'clock in the morning. So here's a little bit of rocks around. It looks like this may have caved in. I'm not sure if this is part of, this structure here is part of the original entryway. You see the stone around here. I'm standing on a very loose piece of rock here, but you can see how it broke away on that side. And up above, it looks like it just collapsed. And there's another piece over on that side as well with some concrete. None of this was here when I was a kid. The mine itself obviously was here. The metal here we used to shoot at, and again I had no idea what this was, you know, at the time. So whistles for assistance sounded shortly after noon on Monday, September 27th in 1915. What followed was the tunnel becoming the focal point of one of the area's most extraordinary mine disasters. So again, when that whistle sounds, they know it's time and you need help. So all able-bodied men, local doctors, off-duty nurses, first aid teams, local ambulances, and a nearby Nesquehoning Undertaker's hearse maintained an ominous presence here at Foster's Tunnel. So you can imagine all the people gathering out there trying to get the miners stuck in there. Prospects for the miners were not good. Tapping eventually went silent, and rescuers began to worry if they were going to save anyone. And as I said, 2 men were able to walk out within the first, I believe, 12 hours. And 1 man was able to walk unaided. I believe they followed mine over toward Tamaqua. I'm not 100% sure on that. Again, there are information out there on the internet, and I'll be sure to link to that. That's where I got the information from. So the coal cracker put the light on when he put his camera in there. I'm not going to put my light on. I want you guys to see what they had to deal with. Look how dark it is in there. Imagine that being the only sound you hear for the entire time you're stuck in there. And the water's rising, and you're trapped, and you're running out of food. Imagine what their hopes were. What were they thinking of? Were they wondering if they were going to see their wife? If they're going to get to kiss her one last time? If they're going to hug, kiss their children one last time? So many things must have been going through their minds. It's such a peaceful sight here, but I can't help but imagine the ruckus caused by the digging, trying to free these men from what might be their grave. Now Foster's was driven south toward Sharp Mountain, and when the tunnel reached the Mammoth Vein, miners followed the vein west toward Tamaqua, and east toward Lansford. So the Foster's Tunnel was the lowest point of the workings, and it also drained water to the outside from upper levels. The tunnel itself, you can see right here, and you can obviously see the water draining out, but you can also tell behind that little bit of a wall, there's several feet of water. So the spill blocked the drainage, and water began to flood the tunnel. So now you have darkness. You're freezing. It's cold in there. It's got to be cold in there. It's late September, early October. Now they're facing entrapment, they're facing rising floodwaters, and deadly gases known as black damp. Well, things that can kill you very quickly. And you know, if you're in there and you don't know what's going on out here outside, you hope someone's coming to rescue you. You hope that someone is thinking of you and praying for you and trying to get you out of this terrible predicament. Thursday morning, September 30th, workers stopped digging. Rescuers had stopped digging, and they were listening for tappings. Tappings are how miners signal that they're able to be rescued. They're still here. They're still somewhat able-bodied, still there. They know enough to tap to let people know on the outside that they need help. The digging stopped, and no tapping could be heard. Yet the digging continued. By this time, 126 carloads of debris had been removed from the tunnel. On Friday, October 1st, the Tamaqua Evening Courier ran a headline: "Hope of recovering entombed men in Foster's Tunnel abandoned." Now, even though the rescuers continued to dig furiously after the 3 men were able to be rescued from the mine, rescuers had encountered the deadly black damp in the mine and had to wait for the gas to clear. When the news reached the surface, one miner's father of a trapped miner had said their chances are 1 in a million. So you can tell just by that statement how the people were feeling outside. It's very incredible that 3 men at this point had been rescued. Now, during the afternoon of October 3rd, John Humphreys, who was the tunnel foreman at the time, boarded a makeshift raft and floated on water that partially covered the gangway, shouting to those entombed as he went along. He was elated to receive answers to those calls. 8 miners were huddled together in chute number 27, weak, exhausted, starving, but they were alive. On Monday, October 4th, the Tamaqua Evening Courier carried a welcome news. "They're alive" was the headline on Monday, October 4th. "They're alive. They're all alive. We found them," quoting a rescuer. It's absolutely a miracle what happened here. Now, this is the view, if you can imagine, coming out of the tunnel. So imagine a crowd that gathered here. There was a tremendous roar when they found out that they had been rescued. They gathered, they bowed their heads in prayer, and let loose a tremendous cheer. The Coaldale Observer reported they survived hardships which cannot be pictured by tongue or pen. Very, very fitting words. Very fitting words. The miners' names: William Watkins from Bloomingdale, George Hollywood from Coaldale, Elmer Heron from Coaldale, John Bonner from Coaldale, Joseph Murphy from Tamaqua, John McAndrew from Coaldale, Pete Limnick from Shenandoah, Charlie Matask, Coaldale, George Lagonis from Coaldale, Mike Dadari from Coaldale, and Dominic Halchik from Centerville. Think of all the lives that were affected. Think of all the lives that were created because these men made it out of that mine. It's absolutely amazing. This is such a peaceful and beautiful spot. Here, while I'm down here at the tunnel, I might as well look for some fossils. Usually when it rains, busts up some more fresh stuff from the ground here, and I'm not seeing nothing on here. Of course I didn't bring a hammer because this wasn't the plan for today, but I can almost guarantee you there's something in here. I mean, you can see some stuff on the outside. Usually ferns down here. So earlier I mentioned exploring with the coal cracker. He went to the fan house, or the remnants of the fan house. So if you're coming down from the Rod and Gun Club, this trail here will take you straight to Seek, and this trail over here will take you up to the fan house. So you'll basically go up this road and it'll turn to the right, or to the left, sorry, if you're looking at it. It'll turn to the left and it'll take you back up on top of the hill and straight back from where Foster's Tunnel is. You'll see the fan, the remnants of the fan house. Now the video that the coal cracker shot looked completely different from what I remember of the fan house. When I was younger, that fan house still had a full metal door, full doors all the way out. You actually opened these big steel doors just to get inside. It was actually a really incredible place to mess around when we were kids. But there was a hole that dropped several feet, probably several hundred feet, directly in front of that fan house at one point. It appeared by the video that the coal cracker shot that it had been filled in, at least part. So again, this is the path coming in. Foster's Tunnel is on your left hand side. Just past this, if you follow it straight, it goes into Seek, probably down where you saw those fences on the coal crackers video. I'm very familiar with that area as well. But just past Foster's Tunnel, the first left you can make will take you up to the fan house, which is just up on top of that hill. It is a little bit of a climb. So again, before we were rudely interrupted, this is the trail that goes back up to the gun club. The trail that shoots off to the right here, this is the old rail bed. This is the way that I came down. It takes you up to the bottle, or the old bottling plant used to be, and where the bottle dump used to be. There is some pieces of rail still down here. So you can see actually a piece right there. So you guys saw that piece of rail back there, and like I said, it's not uncommon for railroad spikes to wash up either. So again, this is Robbie from I'm Not Lost, I'm Exploring. Today we were exploring the Foster's Tunnel and the area around Foster's Tunnel. And I just want to thank you guys for coming with me today. And I hope to see you guys on the next adventure. Please, please, please share and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot and I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one.